Thank you.
Anthony Mangnall.
Thank you, Mr. Davies. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship, and I'm absolutely delighted to be doing this debate for the second year in a row. And I start by congratulating my honourable friend and neighbour, the member for Torbay, for securing this debate. We are of one heart and one mind when it comes to our coastline and making sure that we protect all of those who are on the coast and are at sea, as well as supporting and promoting the work, the important work that our UK search and rescue organisations do across the country. And I'm always surprised that we call this a debate, Mr. Chairman, because it's not really a debate. It's a moment for us to congratulate, recognise and thank those who put themselves in harm's way to save others, to look after them and to promote the very important work that across this country so often goes overlooked. And I should declare my interest because I am also the founder of NILA, which is the National Independent Lifeboat Association, which so many of you have already kindly mentioned. Mr. Chairman, I will.
I'm really grateful to him for giving me. Can I thank him for his work in setting up the charity, and to inform him that my own Independent Lifeboat Association will be joining the organisation soon in Ferryside. And can I just take this opportunity, Mr. Davies, to thank them for all the work that they undertake in the Carmarthen Bay area.
Can I thank him for that intervention? And that is particularly welcome news that his independent lifeboat is joining the organisation. As has already been said, there are over 50 independent lifeboat stations. We have 30 that have joined. We would like it to be a full complement so that every independent lifeboat station across the country has the recognition it needs. Already members across this House, Mr. Chairman, have made the point about the important work of the RNLI. And it is absolutely essential that we recognise the important apolitical nature of the RNLI, but also that it is not asking for government funding. The hundreds of lifeboat stations that are operated around the RNLI do fantastic work by raising their own money, by bequests, but also by working with volunteers who do an extraordinary job. And the tales of their heroism are what make so many of our coastal communities aware of the work they do, but are also part of the fabric of our community. Of course, we're absolutely aware of the scale of UK search and rescue. It covers air, land and sea of 2 million square miles, and it brings together multiple government departments. It brings together air ambulances, the NCI, the RNLI, as has already been mentioned, and also NILA. And within my own constituency, Mr. Chairman, I'm very fortunate to have Torbay RNLI Station, which is based in Brixham, Dart RNLI, which is in Dartmouth, and Salcombe RNLI, which is unsurprisingly in Salcombe. And these three stations cover over 80 miles of coastline and have saved countless lives over the years. And this fantastic model has worked since 1824, saving an estimated 143,000 lives. Their work is unbelievably essential, and as the Honourable Member for Caithness said, it will only increase over the coming years, and we need to ensure that that model is recognised, supported and promoted from wherever we go. I think we have to also be extremely clear about the fact that these volunteers are often working day jobs as well, and that their employers need to be thanked for allowing them to take on this work. Now, Mr. Chairman, I came to this position as the founder of NILA because in my own constituency in Hope Cove, I have an independent lifeboat station. And far from necessarily trying to compete with the RNLI, it works in cooperation. They work together to help people in danger at sea. But it became very clear to me that many of the independent lifeboat stations were not getting the attraction and awareness that people who felt that they were donating to other UK search and rescue organisations were getting, and that we should try and do something that would be able to promote them. And so as a result, we formulated NILA by contacting the 50 independent lifeboat stations, by having a conversation about how we could draw greater recognition to their work, how we could ensure that we weren't taking away any funding abilities from them. Each independent lifeboat station is still self-funded, but how we'll be able to make sure that they have access to the Rescue Boat Code, so they have access to the Department for Transport, so they have access to the Home Office if necessary, and so they might also have access to best practices and training procedures, and also how they might be able to collectively look at buying equipment if necessary. The whole purpose of this was not to hurt them or harm them, but to make their whole operations easier. And I'm really pleased to say that since this idea was created, we managed to create it. We've had it registered with the Charity Commission. We've had it in regular conversations with the Department for Transport and the recognition that they have given it. And we have a chairman in the form of Neil Dalton and a vice chairman in the form of Sean McCarry and Secretary Wayne Monks and Treasurer David Harvey. And they together are creating the management structure that is going to be able to deliver the independent lifeboat station, not just now, but in future years, and protect those independent lifeboat stations that do such fantastic work. And I just want to make the point about what we are asking and what we would like to hear from the Minister. The first, as has already been mentioned, is recognition through the Rescue Boat Code. We understand the MCA is going through the process of reviewing the Rescue Boat Code, so we'd like to ask whether or not the MCA can engage with independent lifeboats to ensure that the Rescue Boat Code, when it is revamped, rewritten, is done so in conjunction with independent lifeboats and that they are using that to make sure it is most effective. Secondly, clarification over VAT, relief and fuel duty. I know there is guidance out there. It is not simplified. It needs to be simplified for the RNLI and indeed for independent lifeboats. The third is official recognition for Nyla. We're obviously waiting. The application has gone in through UK Search and Rescue. Any update on how quickly that could happen would be grateful. Of course, the fourth point, and I've got two last points and I'll sit down, Mr. Chairman, is to support the campaign to promote independent lifeboats and raise public awareness. Continued support from MCA for Nyla to join UK SAR Operators Group as well. And lastly, the reintroduction of the Rescue Boat Grant Fund. Now, this is specifically for the independents. A £5 million fund was launched in previous years. It finished in 2020. That fund was essential in helping those independent lifeboats. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but it made all the difference to those independent lifeboat stations. I'll end on this, Mr. Speaker, is that we are very lucky across our coastal communities and in our inshore areas. We owe them a debt of gratitude, a debt of thanks, and I hope we can make this an annual event in which we can hold a regular event in Parliament to promote the work of the RNLI and Nyla. Thank you.